Welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with your friends and get your gaming goodness every Saturday at 6 a.m. My name's Dylan Blunt. Joining me on the couch today, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, listen, I know I shouldn't be promoting the new Godzilla movie right now, but if you want to see Ken Watanabe on the big screen again, you should check out the film in theaters now.
Wow. And we're not in... Wow. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, I'm not explaining it. Also joining me, Ciaran.
Hi. Hey, how you going? You know what? 2 weeks in a row, but I couldn't miss on my golden opportunity to rag on my favorite Japanese developer. You know, I couldn't let Dylan take that away from me. So here I am.
Persona Studios.
Yep, exactly, 100%. Fucking Atmos, I'm coming for you.
So today on the show, it is our E3 predictions special. So because I wanted to focus as much as the show solely on the E3 sort of stuff, we are going to be skipping a couple pieces of news that I don't think are super important, like Ash's aforementioned teased Pokemon event, but that's as much as you're going to get to that.
We're going to Detective Pikachu sequel.
Yeah.
We're getting Pokemon Sleep.
Big woo.
And
Pokemon
Pokemon Salt and Pepper.
Fuck off, bullshit. So we're gonna run through a couple E3 related like leaks and stuff like that before we grab into our go into our predictions. But of course, the biggest news story as of recording today is that the Death Stranding trailer dropped after a couple very long streams of hands slowly covering the screen, and then once they fully cover them, the trailer played, and it's about an 8-minute trailer. And on top of the trailer, it also revealed that the game will be releasing on November 8th, 2019. We will go, I think, a deeper dive into the Death Stranding trailer a lot more on the upcoming episode of Platinum Explosion, of course, our PlayStation podcast. If you don't listen to that, find that on your podcast services or explosionnetwork.com, of course. But as the number one Kojima fan at the Explosion Network, who won't be on that episode, had to give Ciaran his time to shine. What did you think of the trailer, and what do you think it means? Because Sony's not at E3. They're releasing release leads. What are they doing? What's going on?
You know what? It was like the least fucking nonsense trailer that he's released so far. Yeah, I thought, you know what? I was less confused about this one because, yes, it's given me more like kind of fucking questions about time travel and shit that's clearly in this fucking game. But other than that, I thought, you know, I learned a bit more about these characters. Fucking Norman Reedus actually has a character. There seems to be, it's very much a movie. They had the role section where like every character that has an important actor playing them got like their name listed and the actor's name listed with a screenshot of them.
I'd also like to note that several of the big actors shown are just directors that Kojima likes and has hired to come play parts.
Yeah.
Or just use their likeness. Yeah.
And you know, I saw this comment before I even watched it I saw this comment on Twitter. It was somebody who we know, and I can't remember who, and I apologize to you. But I think it might have been Paul James even that said this trailer could have ended like 5 times, but it just kept going. And that was 100% true. There was like 5 moments in this goddamn trailer where it seemed to be like a definitive like crescendo and end moment, and then it just kept going. Like even after it showed like the Death Stranding, it just kept going. Like it just kept on going.
After they showed the release date, kept going.
kept on going. Just whatever. Just keep doing more. Okay.
On brand.
The gameplay didn't blow me away. Like the random shots of him running over like the green grass and like randomly dropping ladders into the world and stuff. I was like, okay, this doesn't look amazing. But I guess it's a story thing that everybody. I'm getting weird looks at me from Ashley Hobley.
No, I think it looks beautiful.
Do you? I didn't think it looked that good.
Yeah, I think it looks very impressive, especially like the wide shots of the actual landscape and that sort of thing. I think it looks very good.
There was like the section where he Norman Reedus was fighting or running away from the
people,
bad
whatever
guys,
they are.
people, whatever things they are.
The hazmat team from Monsters.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. But normally when we get game trailers or like people playing the games to show the games off, it seems like somebody really well choreographed or really, really good at, like, has trained and practiced at playing the game is playing the game. That did not look like that whatsoever. Like, the person playing the character looked like they had no idea what to do. They run away. Do they try and fight these things?
I think that was done for dramatic purposes.
I like the one bit where he walks backwards all of a sudden halfway.
Yeah, like, I was super
something up.
there's dramatic purpose, but then it's just like looking like you've just given it to a random bystander to play the game, and you've just took a snippet of their gameplay and been like, we'll put it in our trailer. Let's go. Here you go. It was weird.
What do we think this, like, because I was for a while on Platt being like, like maybe PlayStation could still do a E3 period PlayStation state of play type thing.
I
and
think
still
this
be part of
kills
E3. Yeah, we think this kills it, or
I think us recording this means it's definitely going to happen.
Because we're calling it, but I think it kills it, right? Because Death Stranding would you would presume, be the crown jewel of what's really been left for like the coming releases, or what we know.
Last of Us 2.
Coming.
Yeah, well, we know Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us 2 are also coming to PS4.
Yeah, but they're we next year though.
We don't know when they are,
so.
but we know they're PS4
I would assume
games.
next year at least. But like Death Stranding was like, I think it's been really weird that. I feel it's almost unlucky for Kojima, but it's lucky for Kojima at the same time that he is so big and he can do whatever the F he wants. But the fact that the year Death Stranding is coming out and having this partnership with Sony is the year that Sony doesn't have a press conference at E3. Like, it's really strange. It just feels like this. I was going to ask the question on the podcast today before the trailer dropped this morning. Like, what the fuck is Kojima? Like, what is he doing at E3?
He just
like,
hangs out with Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, like
in the Coliseum.
I think the stream plus the release of the trailer proved that they didn't even need it, because the stream got 100, 150, I don't even know, 200,000 views when it was being viewed. I stopped paying attention at some point. Crazy numbers. But then also the YouTube trailer, as soon as it went up, is also up to like 3.5 million or something, probably 4 by the time this is out. I don't know, like a lot. And I think it's the highest or the fastest, most viewed, like YouTube game trailer, I think, of all time now, something along those lines. So I think all of those things just go, well, did they need to show this at like E3 to get eyes on it? Because they've kind of proven they didn't need it, because everyone's fucking watched it and spent the last 24 hours since release just talking about it. So maybe this kind of just backs up Sony's point of, we don't really need E3,
I saw a quote today that made me laugh. That was like, Hideo Kojima wanted a boss fight in Snake Eater to go for 2 weeks, but he was told no, that's a bad idea. But Kojima's finally making a game off his own back without anybody to tell him no. What are we gonna get? Like,
I think he's getting a little
non-Metal
bit
Gear
of
game
people
since
saying no.
1994.
He's getting a little bit of people to say no. Who's gonna say no to him?
No, I think they just bucket loaded money and said, hey, go. Because the amount of times we heard PlayStation people be like, yeah, we don't really know what the game is. Like, we're giving you money, but we have no idea what that game is.
It's so weird. I'm calling it now. There's going to be multiple Mad Mikkelsons in different points in time. He's going to be good and bad. I don't think he's going to be the bad guy.
Yeah, they look like
more
there's
Mads,
definitely a
the
flashback or
better, I say. That's a general rule of thumb. The more Mads, the better. All right, so Death Stranding, PlayStation, not at E3, we think still. I'm honestly on the fence at the moment. I'm still just like, I don't know, like maybe next week they could still announce a state of play or something. I don't know. I at this stage, I'm like, anything is possible, because even this like Death Stranding stream just kind of came out of fucking nowhere. So, all rules are off the table.
Yeah, and the other rumor was they were going to do a Last of Us 2 reveal or something. Trailer as well.
That rumor came out of nowhere and then proved to be nothing because we got Death Stranding, but doesn't mean that rumor couldn't have been based off.
That doesn't mean it could have been a week early.
Yeah, maybe. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
So moving on for the rest of the pre-predictions news. Call of Duty will be revealed ahead of E3 this year, so that won't be getting revealed in any Xbox conference or what have you. Their Twitter account has announced the trailer will be dropping at 3 a.m. Friday morning, so the day before this episode releases. So by the time you're listening to this, you probably would have seen the trailer, and presumably we will talk about it next week, as long as it shows something substantial and not just like a 1-minute CGI trailer and like, hey, that will show gameplay at E3 or some bullshit like that. Just to get ahead of the potential leaks, which I could see very much happening. Like, here's a CGI trailer. It's coming at E3. Ha! You can't leak our game, Walmart. Get fucked. Like, that kind of thing. So, the rumors are that it's a Modern Warfare reboot. Something along those lines is what the rumors are at the moment.
That's the one. Hasn't it already been kind of leaked?
It's been kind of leaked because the name came out last week, didn't it? Where it came out as Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah, there's lots of rumors and stuff like pointing, and Jason Schreier was saying that that's probably what it is. So if that's what it turns out to be, I'm still intrigued to see what it is, because it's like, is it a remake of the first one, but they just did that, or is it like a proper remake because the last one was just a remaster type thing, or is it just a reboot of the whole Modern Warfare line, which to me is weird. Like, why would you rewind time?
I think it's going to be a game set in like 2019 that continues in the Modern Warfare timeline.
Only like a handful of people follow the fucking Call of Duty timeline.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but it'll fit in the timeline of the Modern Warfare games, and they just panicked. No, they didn't panic and pick the name. I don't think they care what the hell it's going to be called. It'll just sell. Like,
well,
they could call it.
Why wouldn't you just put a 4 at the end of it?
Because there's
or 5,
what's
whatever the number up to.
I don't know. I think for me, I think the most interesting for Call of Duty this year to find out is this a single player game? And if it is it only a single player, or does it still have multiplayer? And or are they like doing? In other words, are they reverting back to old Call of Duty? Like, here's single player, here's the multiplayer, or after last year's whole thing of multiplayer only Call of Duty, are they maybe going to one in, one out kind of thing and be like, here's a single player Call of Duty. It's a big, like, 10-hour single player, big budget adventure or what have you. And then in the next year, here's your multiplayer one again or something. You know what I mean? Like, interchange them.
Do you think
it's like, what will they do after last year? Because there was mixed reactions. A lot of people were like, I only play multiplayer. I don't give a fuck. This is great. And then a bunch of people were like, I only play single player. I don't want just a multiplayer only Call of Duty. So,
do you think, right, so for me, that sounds awesome to do multiplayer game 1 year, give that multiplayer game 2-year life cycle, where the team works on expansions and messing around with the meta of the game and tweaking things, but and then have like a year of just having a dedicated single player. But is there going to be a substantial amount of players and buyers for Call of Duty that will buy a single player only game? Or do you think Call of Duty in the single player year will take a fairly sizable hit to its sales numbers?
I don't really know, honestly, because it's never been done before. So it's one of those weird things where I could see it going. I could see it go either way, because people were arguing that multiplayer only Call of Duty wouldn't do very well, and it sold like hotcakes. So,
because I see Call of Duty now as a more multiplayer thing than I do as a single player thing. Like, I thought it was going to be fine as a multiplayer in the game. Part of me would be worried for it to be a single player in the game. And if it bombs, it kind of provides fuel to the fire of people not wanting single player focused games anymore, which I think is bad for the general gaming market.
I don't know. I think if I was betting man, I would probably just at this stage say they're just going to go back to it being a normal Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
That's like the safest bet, I guess, considering it's Modern Warfare.
And it's we got to remember, it's a different studio.
It is, but apparently they brought back a bunch of old Modern Warfare team devs to come work on the new one.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was this year. Is this an Infinity War year?
Yeah.
because they do Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, and Treyarch, if I'm remembering rightly off the top of my head. And they rotate.
Treyarch was doing
they rotate between the three, so I think it's fair to say that another studio might just have a different direction for Call of Duty. And when it gets around to the one that wants to do the multiplayer, they'll be like, "Here's a multiplayer, anyone?" You go.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting idea, but we'll see. The other thing, today EA is not going to have a press conference or show or what have you, which isn't that big of a deal because their shows are usually the weakest year in, year out. And then also they haven't been doing a proper part of E3 in the convention center press conference for many years at this stage, and they've been doing their shows off grounds at their EA Play event thing, which is what they're doing once again. They're just doing an EA Play thing, but they're no longer doing a press conference type show. They are doing a several hours worth of streams, which they've released the details for today. So starting at 2:15 Australian time on Sunday, July 9th, you can tune in at 2:15 a.m. for the countdown to EA Play. What the fuck those 15 minutes will contain, who knows?
It'll
maybe
be a loading
some
screen.
small announcements or something. I don't know. But they could have some
It'll be a waiting
DLC
screen.
shit. Yeah, you're probably right. 2:30, you got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is going to be hosted by Greg Miller and Andrew Renee. 3 a.m., you're going to have Apex Legends thing, which is going to be hosted by Alex Golden Boy Mendez. I don't know who that is.
I love Golden Boy.
3:30 a.m., Battlefield 5, hosted by Julia Hardy and Adam Freeman. And then FIFA 20 is at 4 a.m. 4:30 is Madden FNL 20. Hold on, I missed it. FIFA is hosted by Golden Boy.
Which Madden was that? FNL?
Madden NFL 20 is hosted by Adam Rank. And then at 5 a.m., the last stream will be for The Sims 4, which is going to be hosted by Andrew Renee as well. What do we think of EA's plans for stuff this year, I guess?
Thank God. I remember the last 2 years, we've woke up for the EA show, and then about 10 minutes in, all three of us are like, why did we wake up for this? Why are we here? This is terrible. We should have just got up in the morning and watched it quickly and then quickly pumped something out. It was... And just the fact that they've announced... So, I guess they've got everything that they're working on or they're going to announce or talk about, unless it's going to be presented at Xbox or maybe Nintendo, is they've got nothing new other that we don't know about coming. Then question mark?
Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah. Which is a little worrying.
I mean, technically FIFA 20 and Madden NFL 20 are new games, so
yeah, but we know that's
a guaranteed thing.
That's a guaranteed thing that we just know is going to happen. Jedi Fallen Order is, you'd hope, is going to be taking a spot on the Xbox stage as a story thing, and then they do the gameplay thing in the EA stream. That would make sense, but
I reckon it's just this is it. I reckon it's so it's half-hour show. You take away 10 minutes or so of chit chat and stuff. I presume we're going to get a 20-minute-ish demo of the game, because they showed the story trailer and stuff at Star Wars Celebration. They said tune back in at E3 time. We'll show you more then. And so I presume this is just going to be gameplay finally of the game, which makes sense. Of course, would they announce other things during these panels and stuff? Possibility, of course. There's always going to be chances. I'm sure, it's Star Wars. Could they slip in another Star Wars announcement? Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. They could,
Apex
between things, they could just play a trailer for some small game that was...
never know what's FNL, they'll just be in the middle of the FNL stream, just be here's a different game that we blindsiding you with, and
here's a Way Out 2.
Yeah.
Stuff will get announced, but it's Apex Legends, right? What are they showing? They're probably showing a new map, would be my guess, for example.
No, I think it'd be too early for a new map. I think it'd be a new
I don't know. Numbers have been dropping, so they kind of need to...
Yeah, that's fair.
I reckon it's...
Or a rework for the current
It's at least one or two new champions or characters.
Yeah, an event.
I reckon
an event will be announced.
And then Battlefield 5, they're going to show some new content for that as well, obviously, and whatever else. And
you can have
Sims 4, they could announce the Sims 5 there. That would make sense, considering they just gave away the Sims 4 for free to everyone on Origin. So
no, it'll be a new DLC pack.
I reckon I wouldn't put it
Just
past
keep
them
it
for
on The
that.
Sims 4 forever and release a new DLC. Just keep
Yep.
farming money that way.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So that's EA for this year. Also interesting, this year we have a Simpsons panel. So the thing about the Simpsons panel is it was announced on the official E3 Twitter. It said, more exciting, hashtag E3 Coliseum News. Join the writers and producers of The Simpsons for a panel on June 11th. More info to come. So everyone was like, what the fuck does this mean? And then, of course, the internet has got into crazy theorizing mode. And everyone seems to think that this could lead to an announcement for a remake or a re-release or a brand new Simpsons hit and run game. So what do we...
Cool.
Would be down for that? Or what do you think of The Simpsons having a panel in general if it's nothing to do with games? Like, what the fuck does that mean for
I think-
Yeah,
E3
it
if
has
it's
to
nothing
be
do with
something to do with games. I mean, it'd be super weird for...
It would be
Simpsons
fucking
to be there.
stupid. It's not Comic-Con.
No, yeah.
It would be odd. They must have more than one thing to announce. They must have more than one thing. And I refuse to get my hopes up for a hit and run because, I've been burnt in the past before by waiting on nostalgia releases or hoping for something to be announced. But maybe they're announcing like a game. Maybe they've got like a VR experience going off the success that the Rick and Morty writers have been having with VR.
That'd be cool. Like you can go around Springfield or something.
Yeah, like they've seen that kind of experience in that kind of cartoony comedic writer style, so they're like, okay, cool, let's go do that in a VR setting, and we'll do a Simpsons episode for VR or something. That could be cool. Like, I think there's got to be more than one thing to justify a panel, so to say.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's something. All I'm going to say is if it's just a panel and it's nothing to do with a new announcement, like even if it's a panel of them reminiscing about, remember that time we made Simpsons games? I'll be like, get the fuck out of here. Right? This is E3. I don't think this content belonged here. This sort of panel that's not E3 to me. Get out of here. And then also, if that's the kind of panel we get from the Simpsons thing, that just kind of goes, okay, yeah, E3's changed. Like, that's it. We've hit that moment now and can't wait till next year where they're doing a whole more panels like this because those gates have now been opened. So I think that one's interesting just on that front, I think, for like what it means for E3 in general.
Definitely. In my dream, I just thought of I'd love them to do a game in the style of Stick of Truth or something like that.
Yeah,
like
that'd be cool. I think
an RPG.
Do you think that would be too
on the nose?
Too on the nose of being like
too copying?
Hey. Yeah, I think that'd be too on the nose to them to do something. But I think they had success with Hit and Run. Like I'm so surprised. I'm still surprised that since Hit and Run was released, they've not done another one. Like that's ridiculous.
That came out PS2.
PS2. Like it was such like original Xbox and PS2.
To be fair, that was the height of Simpsons.
No, the Simpsons game wasn't bad. The Simpsons game
it was going downhill though.
It was going downhill, but
show, so.
I was surprised that Hit and Run never got a Hit and Run 2 because that game was so much fun and so good to play. So, yeah.
Or do a sequel to the Simpsons beat 'em up game.
Simpsons Wrestling, or the skateboarding Simpsons game.
No.
Yep, the Tony Hawk game we should.
The Tony Hawk game that we really want.
The Skate 4 has actually just been transformed into...
Reskin it.
No, shut your whore mouth. Shut
Simpsons skateboarding.
your fucking whore mouth.
We're not getting Skate at the C3.
IGN has wrote up this story. The Ubisoft store appears to have leaked a placeholder image revealing presumably an EA Access-style subscription service. As reported by VG247, a reset error user spotted the image that was briefly live on the Ubisoft store and appears to out a previously unannounced service called Ubisoft Pass. So this seems to be
original.
a leak of
I
Ubisoft
misheard you.
Pass.
I thought it was Ubisoft Plus, and I was going to be upset.
Oh my god, Ubisoft Pass. What do we think if this is true, and this is something that Ubisoft is going to announce at E3? Yet another subscription service thing. Like, do you think Ubisoft has it with their titles and what have you to offer an interesting service to fans or even yourself? Because as it stands, the EA one, whatever that's called, that's access, whatever.
Yep.
That thing is really
Expensive.
only for the hardcore EA fans. If that's the only games you like play, like if you play those sports games and your Battlefield every year and what have you, maybe it's worth the money then. But I think other than that, it's not really worth it. So what do we think about Ubisoft doing something similar?
I think it's kind of weird. Like, I understand why they're doing it, but so there's not going to be a subscription service that Ubisoft can do or EA can do that is going to compare to a service like the Xbox Game Pass. And is Ubisoft service going to be on PlayStation as well as Xbox? Because EA Access isn't on PlayStation. EA Access
it
is now.
It is now? It just got added? Okay. It was for the longest time it was Xbox only. And I used to have EA Access, and it was expensive for what it was. Like, it was almost the same amount of money as Xbox Live Gold for the year. Like, it was $90 for the year, and you got some cool perks. Like, you would play, you'd have like a timed demo of the game before it's released. So you'd have like
10 hours,
like 10 hours with the game before it's released. So you played early. You can get them at a discounted rate. But the library, or the vault, I think they call it with EA, did not have enough of their good titles in it to make it worth it. Like, the thing that makes Game Pass relevant to me is that it has a mixture of old crap and kind of relevant stuff. Like, it has a decent mixture of kind of fresher content and the content that nobody bought. Like, it was just weird. Yeah, it's just...
So does Ubisoft have enough titles to build a decent vault?
I think they do if they're willing to put everything in the vault.
So all your Prince of Persia's, all your Assassin's Creed,
if they were to say,
whatever.
If they were to say, hey, we're putting all the Assassin's Creed collection in there, we're putting all the Prince of Persia games in there, we're putting all the Splinter Cells in there, we're putting most of our back catalog in the vault, fuck yeah, it's worth it. If you like Ubisoft, it's fucking worth it.
For what price?
Oh, that's the hard bit. Like, that's the hard bit, because, like, I find it really hard for a subscription service, because it's like, it depends on, other than the vault, and how good the vault is, but what other stuff do we get? Do we get access to your games by just paying for the subscription fee? If Ubisoft pull an Xbox and go, pay for our subscription, and you get our new games, you just get them when they come out, then fuck yeah, I'll pay the $90 for a year or whatever. Like, I'll pay that. That's fine, because I'll just get free. I'll get the games I'm gonna play, and it saves me money. But if you're gonna be like, you can have a discount and you can kind of play them earlier, then I'm not as interested.
Ashley?
I think they're definitely going to go the same route as EA.
They definitely
sort of pricing structure,
yeah.
So. Because they want to keep making money.
Old Ciaran's like, this, and then Ash is just like, your dreams? Fuck off. This is what's happening. Forget everything. None of that matters. Okay, well, talking about Ubisoft, they had a leak, apparently. So this is written up by Jewel Shockers. It says a roller derby style game from Ubisoft called Roller Champions was said to be leaked, according to, once again, a reset error post. One of the shooters, blah, 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 blah. In what looks like to be a combination of Rocket League, Fortnite, and ARMS, Roller Champions looks to be a multiplayer experience that has players roller skating around a track. A short video shows up some environments, including a beach level and an indoor Mexico arena level. While proper gameplay was not leaked, a very official-looking piece of art has 5 rollerblading characters, all with different gear and clothes, one holding a ball. According to Reset Error Leak, the game will have 2 aiming modes called Price and Flick, and it's implied that precision will be key to score during matches. According to a leaked menu screen, Roller Champions will contain leaderboards and customization options with a ranked and custom matches available to play online. The game is said to be multiplayer only, with plenty of customization options. Likely, one can assume that this game will have some form of microtransaction system and store. So, do we think this is legit? And if it is, what would you think of a roller derby style multiplayer esport game? I guess, I don't know, like...
Yeah, this definitely looks legit. It seems like a Ubisoft game. I'm really glad they got leaked early, because we all know if it hadn't of, it would have been gone on last, like Steeper did the other year. We would all be disappointed it was the last thing that they showed at their conference.
It has to be free to play.
Yeah,
like, it has to be a free to play model game. If this is a full paid game, it's not going to do very well at all. Like it has to have some kind of it has to be free to play. It's not.
To be fair, this is the company that gave us For Honor though. So
yeah, but no, like For Honor is a little. For Honor is a little different. I can see For Honor as marketable because there's people that play video games that really like history and sword fighting and LARPing and all that kind of stuff. And For Honor kind of screamed to those people where. Okay, you guys that like rollerblading and the roller derby, here you go.
This huge market.
It's huge market, is it? Ashley roller skates Hobley on the scene with the latest news on the roller rink.
I think if done well, this could be a fun multiplayer game for sure. Because you're like it's the same thing where. You pitch Rocket League, right? And I'm not a big Rocket League fan, but I certainly understand its intrigue.
Appeal.
Why people appeal. Yeah. I understand its appeal, even if I don't particularly like playing it much. But this is the same sort of thing where you look at Rocket League, that sounds stupid. It's soccer, but with cars. Everyone goes, that's stupid. And then you play it or you see it or whatever, and you're like, oh, this actually works because it's done well. So I think this is very much the same sort of case where you're like a roller derby game, roller champions. That sounds stupid. That can't be too much fun. And then if it's done well and you play it and you pick it up and whatever, especially if it's free to play and you can dive in and be like, I'll give it a go. Why not? Fuck it. It's free. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I like this. I've spent $50 on skins. Like that's how so you make all the best money. You hook, line and sinker them with good gameplay and then follow up with good skins. It's the golden key to making money.
You have to let them in for free first though.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, and the last pre-E3 story is that we will finally get a look at the Avengers game coming to Square Enix's conference this year. From the official Avengers Twitter account, it tweeted, tune into Square Enix Live E3 2019 for the worldwide reveal of Marvel's Avengers. The event begins June 10th, blah, 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 and that's all we got. It's got a logo, worldwide reveal, Marvel, Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, Square Enix. Ash, I think... You was the one who was trying to predict this last year?
Yep, last year.
I mean, we all was, but you fucking stole it. But so what do you reckon we're getting from this? How much do you reckon we're getting gameplay? What do you reckon we're getting?
Yeah, I think I feel like it's just going to be a story trailer. And it's just sort of setting up the tone of everything and then sort of give a loose release date, like probably 2020.
This is Square Enix we're talking about, everyone.
This is Square Enix, but this is the title they really have to not screw up.
Are you more excited for the Square Enix conference now that you know that there's
definitely
going to be stuff there compared to last year?
Now that I know for sure it's going to be there, that's at least two things that will be interesting in this Square Enix presentation.
Yeah. They are setting themselves up a little bit with the, hey, come watch Final Fantasy, hey, come watch Avengers, like to make sure people are like, yeah, we watched your shit last year. It wasn't good. They seem to be like, hey, we're actually doing something interesting this year.
Yeah. Also interesting, they use the hashtag reassemble in the tweet, whether it's
reassemble, play Avengers.
It's not going to be like formation of the team, or like
it's going to be the team coming back together.
Yeah, they have to come back together.
They have to reformat them drivers. You got too many viruses on them.
Damn, yeah.
Get rid of some of those toolbars.
Too many toolbars. Ask Jeeves. He hasn't been around for a while, but he hangs around on Ashley's freaking laptop.
It's Jarvis. Ask Jarvis.
Ask Jarvis. Oh, God.
All right, so let's get into it. The main topic of the show, of course, E3 2019 predictions. Now, every other year, I've kind of gone, let's just go left to right on my screen. And every time we do that, I go last on the predictions.
You can go first this year. No.
I was going to do, we could do rock, scissors, paper, right? There's three of us. It's very easy. We'll just do a simple game of rock, scissors, paper, and we'll do it live because it's for the fun. It's for the shits, you know. Okay. But I just want to explain to everyone, every other year, I'm last because that's how it works out when you're on Google Hangouts. You're last in the pictures. And I feel like I've got screwed out of a couple easy predictions, and I just want to make things fair. I'm not asking for a handy out, you know. I'm just
handy out.
Are we going to do this for each each conference? Or?
No,
I think
this is the order. We're gonna rock, paper, scissors, and we're gonna set the order for how we
audio podcast
go around this circle this triangle that we're gonna make. So everyone put your fists out, everyone. All right, and then I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go.
Ways?
It fucking is, right? We're making up as we go. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors.
Yes.
God damn it! All right,
Yes!
Kieran's first. Me and Ash went with scissors. Kieran went with rock. This is hardcore esports live. Coming at you down now. I got to do
two competitors step up. Ashley Hobley, Dylan Blight,
Ready?
facing up to see who is going to be second in the list and who is going to get the unlucky number 3.
2, 3.
Oh, it's a shocker! Dylan is last. No, Dylan got second. Dylan went paper. Ash went rock. Ashley has been screwed out, knocked out of the pole position.
Fine. I normally go first because of alphabetical order, so it's fine.
Yeah, boys.
Okay, so the order for the predictions will be Ciaran, me, and Ash. Lock it in, lock and load, everyone. Let's strap into it.
Wasn't that a great piece of content?
That was great. I love doing that.
That was great. That was such an audio.
This year, we will be throwing up 3 predictions for the following conferences or shows or whatever the fuck you call them. Xbox, Bethesda, Ubisoft, Square Enix, Nintendo, and then we'll also be picking 3 things for E3 General, which is what we're kind of throwing a big blanket carpet over. Stuff that could get announced like during the live show, the YouTube live show, the Coliseum, just during the day, one of the shows we didn't mention. It's just like the general of a slot we got. And then at the end, we'll have time for anyone's get hype moments, if they have any, of which I have a couple. So, starting with E3 general predictions. Ciaran, what is your first one?
Okay. Sony is completely silent throughout the entire E3 week.
This is what I mean about the order. He's like going for some easy pot shots.
So Sony won't be making any announcements. They're not going to have a state of play. They're just going to shut the F up the entire week.
So during the week of E3, now I'm going to say the week of E3 includes from Sunday. Not
No. I'm meaning like the entire, from the first day of conferences to the end of the convention.
Yeah. Sony will not reveal
radio silent.
Or have a state of play or reveal anything. Okay, interesting. I mean, okay. I'm gonna go with. I have a whole list here in case I got any. Fuck me. Let me go for one I don't reckon anyone will get. AMD during the fucking PC show or just at anywhere just during the daylight are going to announce that their upcoming GPUs, the Navi line, are going to have ray tracing tech inside them.
Wow, you pretty much you would.
Wow, you've just put all our listeners to sleep.
Yep. It's really easy. Like that's like almost like a guaranteed 5.
I feel like this is an easy one because they've talked about their new upcoming line, right? For people who don't care about this stuff. But also, we got to remember that the PlayStation 5 or whatever we call it is going to be using the Navi chips. And they've said that PlayStation 5 is going to have ray tracing technology. And everyone was assuming that it's just going to be some special hardware or whatever tech that PlayStation is going to be adding to the GPU. I'm going to say no. It's just that the Navi line of AMD chips are going to have ray tracing built inside them. I think that's the easiest answer to the whole predicament we've got here. So that's my first one. Probably my most nerdy prediction for the evening as well, I'd say. Ash.
We're going to see the Rocksteady game. The Rocksteady game we've been predicting the last 3 years. Is going to be shown somewhere.
Every year,
the same year as the Avengers, they're going to announce the Rocksteady.
Yeah, well, I thought it was going to happen last year. It's
DC versus Marvel. Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. Is he going to commit to where it's going to be announced, or are you just going to?
No, I'm just going to say generally. Yeah,
just going to general.
It's a bit awkward because there's really only one place it could be.
There's only one place for most of the games to go.
And they can't
all
be there.
If Sony was here, you would have probably chucked it under Sony's one.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shoe in.
Yeah. Shoe in, he says.
Yeah. I swear to God, if there's a state of play next week and they reveal it there, I'm going to be very upset. But also very excited.
Now. You know what's going to happen now. Ciaran, what is your second one?
THQ Nordic is going to go fucking ballistic with game announcements. Like,
I feel like this is not a prediction and more so a fact at this stage.
So when you say ballistic,
I mean, like, do I have to put a number to it? I can just generalize it that THQ Nordic will have a very large amount of I don't know.
I feel like you have to add something more than that because we know
all right.
they've said they're going to have a lot of
games. At least 15 games.
Jesus. At what? Shown at E3.
It's shown at E3 with the TH Nordic banner.
At least 15 what?
Yeah. Unannounced?
Unannounced games.
Jesus. Okay. That's crazy talk.
That's okay.
It is crazy talk, but also I'm like,
Yeah? Yeah, no, that's why I'm like...
I mean, they bought enough IPs for that to be a possibility.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they're going to show them all this year, though.
That's only like a quarter of what they've said they're making.
Yeah, like that's not even that much. Like I think they're going to go...
a couple weeks ago, they
had
80 games. 80 games in production, apparently. Whether that means they're all coming out within the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I don't know. But okay. I had a THQ one here somewhere too, but I could use it. I could be the thing. I'll go. The Harry Potter game is shown, revealed finally.
As in the MMO?
Oh,
the RPG thing that
the one that we saw released of.
Okay.
That gameplay.
Where do you think that could be shown?
Well, that's why it's in the other category.
I understand. I'm just asking. Like, it's such a weird year without Sony because, like there'd be Sony and Xbox kind of to share everything. Where,
yeah,
I feel like it could just be shown on that like YouTube live stream or the Coliseum thing or whatever. Yeah. Like, it could just work like that. It could show up at Xbox, but I'm like, I don't know. It feels weird for that to show up at Xbox, but yeah, that's why I'm just going with it exists. Yeah, it exists at E3 at some stage. Ash, what do you got?
Google Stadia will be showcased in some way, either behind the scenes, in closed doors, or they'll like show off some of the smaller projects they've been working on.
Is that a showcase if it's behind doors and we don't know it's happening?
Yeah, they'll show it to people.
Who will then write the articles and then we'll know about it.
Yeah.
Games journalism.
Yeah. I feel like Ashley's like trying to get some shoe-in points here.
Is there a shoe-in?
They haven't announced that they're going to be at E3, so I don't think
I think it'll be a shoe-in. I think they'll be there.
Says the guy who's like, THQ will show a bunch of...
Hey, at least I went with a big number. I could have gone like 6.
All right, what's your last one for this category?
I'm reading what I wrote, and it's atrocious. But we're going to go with it anyway. Which is... Rockstar is going to appear somewhere with a GTA 4 remaster.
Where's your real prediction?
Where's my real prediction? Oh shit!
That's the funniest fucking thing I've heard all day. I've not been at work today.
No, that's fucking. I'm sticking with it. GTA 4 getting the remaster, boys. Let's go.
Come on, Nico. We're getting a remaster, brother.
No, just imagine, right? Just imagine. The room goes black. There's a phone rings. Yeah. You hear the phone answer, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, goes, "Hey, cousin, come bowling!" And just like breaks out into that GTA 4 music. And just
I think you're wrong, but that's okay. I think you're most definitely wrong. I'm going to go for my last one, Resident Evil 8 or equivalent, or however you want to word it, because of course it could be called something, because like Resident Evil 7 was by, whatever. They could call this one, they could just call this one like Resident Evil something, subtitle, something or other. But you know what I'm trying to say? The sequel to the last chronological Resident Evil game, not Resident Evil 3.
Not a remake.
This one's going to be called Resident Evil 1.
Possibility. Well, I wouldn't put it past it. But that game is revealed at some stage, some factor. Because you're like, oh, but Dylan, we just had the remake of 2. Correct. That's a different team. They've been working on the sequel to 7 somewhere else, right? So, and Capcom, what do they have coming up really for the 2020 period? Sweet fucking nothing. So that's why I'm going to go Resident Evil 8 or whatever it's going to be called is revealed. And I'd say I'm not locking in as part of my prediction, but I wouldn't put it past it for them to chuck a 2020 on it. But at this stage, I'll just say it's revealed. Ash, what's the last one?
We're going to see BioShock in some form. A new BioShock game.
Really?
Yep. 2K's been working on it.
It says really, says the guy who just predicted a remake of GTA 4.
No, but like they're going to show Borderlands and BioShock in the same year?
Sure, why not?
Their markets are very similar.
Well, it could be a long way out.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, so
Okay.
BioShock. Let's go with
BioShock. Okay, moving on. Ubisoft predictions. Ciaran, what is your first prediction we'll see from Ubisoft during their press conference, show, whatever?
Okay, this one breaks my heart. There will be no Sam Fisher or Assassin's Creed at the conference. None at all.
No Assassin's Creed, no Sam Fisher.
Yep.
I really hope they announce.
Even I reckon they might show it in a show reel. Does that count?
Does that count?
I don't know. It's up for
Okay,
debate.
no Sam Fisher or Assassin's Creed announcements
Okay.
for the show.
But you'll lose if they announce DLC.
I will, but I don't think they will announce DLC.
Or Sam Fisher's DLC for the unreleased currently Ghost Recon game. They're just ahead. They're like, first DLC, Sam Fisher.
Sam Fisher is a downloadable skin or downloadable character in
Ghost Recon
Rainbow Six
Breakpoint.
Siege.
Or Rainbow Six Siege, yeah, maybe. That'd fuck you too. Yeah. All right. So there you go. Mine is Watch Dogs 3 gets an official announcement of some fashion, and I would presume that's going to be either late this year or like 2020 release, something along those lines. Watch Dogs 3. It's about time. They got I reckon they're gonna Ubisoft for the foreseeable future is going to be a lot careful with their franchises and what they're doing and what they're doing, how they're releasing them and so on and so forth. And I think, Assassin's Creed at the moment, I don't think we're going to hear anything about the next one for a while because they literally just started announcing and releasing all this big DLCs for Odyssey. And they're spacing out the Assassin's Creed a lot more. And so, like, what do they have coming up in that factor? And I'm saying it's going to be Watch Dogs 3. Ash, what was your first one?
We are going to get a Beyond Good and Evil 2 release date. Or release window.
I had down the Beyond Good and Evil trailer. So,
I had separate multiplayer and single player trailers.
Ooh.
I'll take any of anything any of us have said.
Yeah, of course you'll take anything. But
I'll take any of it. That's my favorite. That's my favorite moment. I think from us like recording live
awesome.
reacts to conferences and stuff. The Beyond Good and Evil stuff.
Yeah,
that got me excited. So yeah. What was your again? Beyond Good and Evil 3 date? You said, is that what you said?
Yeah, release window.
And then he changed it to release window. Like
okay,
like
just double checking what you're looking in. Release window.
Window.
Okay. You look at window. Ciaran, what is your second one?
There will be a new Mario Rabbids game announced.
Seems like a possibility.
It's been 2 years since
but they had to do that Starlink thing.
Yeah, exactly. That Starlink thing too. So yeah, I think there'll be a new Mario Rabbids game. It might not be an RTS. It might be something completely different, but they'll be there.
Yeah. I will go for my second one that we get a Splinter Cell teaser trailer. So I'll counter your one with
Ooh,
this
ooh,
teaser
okay,
trailer.
going head to head.
So one of us is right.
I honestly hope you're right.
Yeah,
Like,
I reckon you would.
I
but
100% hope you're right, but I am past the years of hoping that Sam Fisher's going to rock up at one of these goddamn conferences.
we had this whole Twitter thing happen that me and Ash discussed last week or the week before with all these developers like joking that they're revealing one at E3. And we all rubbed it off and said, yeah, nah, of course they're not. That's all a big joke. But then when I was going through trying to write down my predictions, I'm like, yeah, but maybe it was mind games. Like, now I've talked myself into believing that a Splinter Cell game. I don't reckon they're going to show like a full-on trailer or gameplay or like anything like that, title even. It'll just be like one of those teasers that just tells you there is a game that's being like it's in production type thing. That's what I reckon we got. Ash, what is your next one?
My next one, new Prince of Persia. Or I'm going to just say new Prince of Persia game is coming.
New Prince of Persia game is coming.
Yes.
No release window.
No.
Fucking nothing. Bam.
Yep. New Prince of Persia game. Yeah, okay. It's a possibility. You know, it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Ciaran.
I think
what's
this
your last
is
one?
like the most obvious of obvious, but Far Cry 6 is announced.
Is it though?
It's pretty quick.
mean,
2
probably.
years.
I don't know. I feel like they shit one out every 6 months.
Yeah, they shit one out what feels like every 2 years. They do like a year of the numbered Far Cry, and then the following year they bring out the random spin-off in the same engine, and then they do another one. So I feel like they did that New Dawn Rage 2 impersonation.
Yeah, but that was only announced at the Game Awards. Let's not forget. That was announced then and released early this year, so it wasn't like announced at E3 last year or something like that, you know.
I don't know, but I don't think... it's not going to have a release date or anything. Oh, now you've made me second guess myself. Oh, well, I'm going to commit to it. Far Cry 6.
My favorite thing is when you make someone second guess as they're already like halfway through a prediction. You're fucked now. Can't turn back. I mean, yeah, it's a possibility. They keep turning these games out. For my last one, I'm going to go that there is a new Nintendo collab of some sort. So not Rabbids 2, not a sequel to I meant to blank on what I even said before, the space game. None of that. A new collab, a new collab between Ubisoft and Nintendo is what I'm going to go with.
You're going to go like Metroid, like Ubisoft's developing Metroid?
No, no, that'd be ridiculous. That'd be like saying they're going to remake GTA 4. Ash, what is your last one?
My last one is Just Dance VR.
You fucker.
That was such an easy. I thought you were just gonna say there's gonna be Just Dance. I'm like, that's such an easy point at this stage that it's just low bowling, so low that you're licking the ground.
Well, it's either this or just no Just Dance at all. But yeah, I think maybe this year is Just Dance VR.
I could see it because Ubisoft has been like stepping into the VR world, like some releases and stuff.
There's a big enough market for them to get into it. Yeah.
And at some stage, you got to stop releasing Just Dance for the Wii. Like, eventually, that has to stop, right?
No, that doesn't have to stop.
Eventually,
it's all Switch. It's all about the Switch, baby.
Yeah, it's on the fucking Switch. It's on your Wii. It's on your phone. I can't wait for their trailer for the Google Homebook or whatever devices, Alexa. Play Just Dance. Dance, motherfucker, dance. I am. Points. I'm winning. Great. That's how I play the game. Let's move on then to the next round. Bethesda predictions. So, Ciaran, what is your first prediction that will get shown or released or whatever have you from Bethesda's conference?
Let's go with Bethesda will end on a Starfield trailer.
Yeah, that seems...
Yep.
I don't feel like
end.
No, I think they end with it.
Now, I will bring up, I'm pretty sure last year when they announced this, along with the Elder Scrolls thing, and was like, you're not going to see these games for years. You were very angry.
I was angry. That's why
I was like, why would you show them? Why bother showing these trailers for nothing?
Exactly.
Blah, 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 blah.
Play me. Like, I have one of my other ones that lends into my theory about that, but you
come back a year later and you're like, they're going to end on a trailer.
I think they kind of have to. I don't think
They have to let people know they're still working on it.
There's gonna be but there's got to be I don't think what they've got has enough space. Like what they have on their books of stuff coming is enough for them to have like an ending kind of poppity do at the end of their press conference. Bethesda likes some pizzazz.
Okay. My first one is going to be that there is Doom live music.
Fuck! No!
Yeah.
Because that's becoming a thing. And I mean, Doom's obviously going to be, I feel like the other easy like prediction would just be to say there's going to be like 20 minutes of gameplay for Doom or some shit like that. But that's, I feel like that's too easy, at least for myself. So I'll go with the music.
Musical performance isn't an easy guess.
Well, I feel like it's like it'd be percentage rate would be up there, but it's not, it's not like 100% locked in or anything. But yeah, Doom music, and I'll be really happy if they do play Doom music there because I fucking love the Doom soundtrack. So I'm 100% down for this. Ash, what is your first one?
My first one, we will get the Elder Scrolls 6 name.
Nah.
So just like last year, it'll be almost identical to last year where the Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. And then just the title of the region or whatever will come up underneath.
It's the exact same teaser trailer too.
I think they hold on to that. Until they fully announce the game.
No, they're just going to drip feed the information about this for the next 20 years while they work on it.
For Elder Scrolls nerds, the name means a lot. Like the name means where you're going.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's a great thing for them to drop this year.
It doesn't mean shit if it's called Elder Scrolls 6. We'll only release this one 20 times, motherfucker. I mean, that doesn't give away much.
No, but it's going to be like the name of the location of the game. And I don't think they commit to that. You know what? I actually don't even believe that they're going to have any Elder Scrolls 6 content at the conference. I think
how you're getting all pedantic with everything you're saying, even though you're not even in your prediction territory at the moment.
I'm not. Because I have other predictions that involve Elder Scrolls that I'm like, you're going to be like, you contradict yourself there, mate. And I'll be like,
okay.
Fuck you.
What is your next one then?
A new Dishonored game will be announced. Dishonored 3.
Yeah, seems possible.
Yeah, it was 2016 was Dishonored 2, so...
they haven't been selling very well, but that's the only possible thing that could be a drawback.
When does Bethesda care about selling well? Like, Bethesda's like...
Bethesda 1 year. Single players are the best things ever. Fuck multiplayer. Next year, Fallout 76 is a multiplayer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's also true. But no, I think Dishonored will...
Well, let me throw this out and say that my next prediction, I'll say, is that Arcane are working on a new IP. So I don't reckon they're going to release Dishonored. I don't reckon it's Dishonored 3. I reckon they're going to have a brand new IP instead.
Dylan, why are you going after me?
I'm just saying. I had it written down.
It's just the predictions go where they're supposed to go.
They go. Well, I mean, I had 4 to pick from. And I picked that one because you said Dishonored 3. And I felt like I'd follow up with that, We're playing a bit of badminton here. I do what's necessary. You hit one out, I hit one back. So we'll see once again.
Do you think
one of us is right, one of us is wrong?
Dishonored or?
I reckon like stealth elements or first person type thing possibly or something like that. Although they could just come out and be like it's completely fucking different. We're a studio. We don't need to stick to the same sort of thing. Who knows? Who knows what they could do? Could be fun. We'll find out. But we don't know what they're working on. So Dishonored 3 would work or a new IP would work as well. So we'll see. What is your next one there, Ash?
They're going to talk about their future plans for Fallout 76. So like another few months of content that they've got planned out and that sort of thing, like they did with that Wild Alopecia content drop earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm. I had something.
And they're going to say, we've got however many players playing Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Everything's gone great.
I had update down as well for this because as much as people want to be like, that game's dead and no one likes it, blah, 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 I find it hard to believe that they're going to announce it and bring it out 1 year and just give up on it that fast. So I reckon they would double down on it. And to be fair, they have proven with things in the past like Elder Scrolls Online, which came out and was a hot steaming pile of shit. They managed to turn that around into a now highly successful MMO. So as much as I'm like Fallout 76 is kind of dead in the water at this stage, I'm like, maybe they, we'll see. Like I reckon they would turn around and double down on that one. So I reckon that one's a shoe-in for sure.
Yep.
What is your last one, Ciaran?
Elder Scrolls Blades announced for Q3 of 2019.
You want to lock that in?
Yep.
So you're locking in the game that's already out.
Is it already out?
I mean, it's in beta.
It's in beta, you fuck. It's not actually out. They'll have a release
People
date.
can play it. Video.
Actually, no. All right, I'll change it then.
I was like, in my head, I'm like 5, 4.
You've swayed me. I'll change it then to we will get a gameplay trailer and a release date for the Wolfenstein game.
It has a release date.
It already has a release date.
July
Fuck.
something or other.
We'll get more of a decent gameplay trailer for that game then.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Just go as safe as possible.
Fuck hell.
It's like I swam out to shore and Ashley is stood on the pier being like, "Are you sure you want to go out there?"
I'll hook, line, and sinker what I think is my easy one for Bethesda. Elder Scrolls Legends gets a update announced.
Boring.
Full stop. That's it. Yeah, I mean, that's a very boring prediction, but I
New
want
cards.
I'm hoping I get new. Yeah, I hope I get easy points here. Ash, what is your last one?
We're going to get a new mobile game from
A new
Bethesda.
mobile game.
A new mobile game.
new
Fallout
mobile
77. Shelter.
And I
Shelter
think it'd be
2?
cool if it was a Fallout card game.
Fallout Shelter card game.
Why
No, just
would it be?
not Shelter,
Fallout
but
card
Fallout.
Why would they do a separate card game when they have so much focus on
why would they do
Legends?
another card game?
Because they want to cater to the Fallout audience.
No, it's locked in. He said it. Fallout card game. It's going. That is his prediction.
I
Lock
just
that shit
said I
in.
think it was
Secure
be
it
cool.
down. Fucking drill that in. That is a lock. Everybody, you heard it.
Only if we lock in Elder Scrolls Blades.
I could have been right still. Elder Scrolls Blades will be there.
No, you said it would get a release date when it's already out.
It doesn't have a release date. It's in beta.
Open beta.
Early access. Mobile games are different. As soon as it's downloadable, it's out.
These days, I don't know what games are fully released anyway. To be honest,
Yeah, that's true. Is Fortnite out yet?
Nor do
No.
Bethesda, really.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I was about to arc up.
So, what are we locking in that last one for you, Ash?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Bethesda
Right.
mobile game.
Okay.
No, you said Fallout card game, everyone.
Sure, let's just lock that in then. Fine.
Fallout card game.
You know, you'll get half a point if they added as DLC the Legends, I suppose. Like, it's the thing.
mean, it's
Okay,
already
let's
there.
move on. Square Enix predictions. Square Enix is having its second show this year. Last year was a hot shitstorm. This year they're promising big things. Ciaran, what is your first prediction for the Square Enix show? It's taking over this PlayStation time too, so we're hoping for big things.
Every Avengers
Every man.
needs an interesting villain. So the Avengers trailer will end with a tease to Doctor Doom.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think-
No, it's-
Yeah,
it's-
I'm
it's-
gonna.
Compared to GTA 5 remake, you've wound it in.
It was GTA 4 remake things. GTA 4 remake. Leave me alone. Jerks. Make
Okay.
a dream.
Yeah, you can. And this is an acceptable dream, I think. I'm going to go with what I think is maybe an easy one. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Episode 1 release window given. Because I do
so
not...
non-committal.
Square Enix, as we were talking about before, hard dates, like day, month, everything like that. I find that very hard to believe, but I reckon they could either come out and be like Q1 2020, Q4 2019, or even a month, like a month window or something. But I find it very hard to believe that they would lock in a full-on day. I'd be shocked. I would be shocked.
I just had down they'll tell us how they're going to release Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Well, they've backed up in that Japanese post on the blog. They said it's still episodic, so like.
Yeah, but how's it? It's 15 episodes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
3,
I mean, that's also something. But how the Final Fantasy VII Remake releases is basically as confusing as trying to understand the story of Death Stranding at this point. So,
yep.
The same. What is your one, Ash?
Mine is Kingdom Hearts 3 Story DLC trailer.
Yeah, I had Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC down too.
Yeah, that's pretty safe. So
I feel like that's pretty safe. Yeah. And I'm down, of course.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's good. I'm intrigued though because I mean, without spoilers for Kingdom Hearts 3, they basically tease Kingdom Hearts 4 at the end, and I'm like, do you do story DLC that's set before the ending of the game? Like, what do we'll have to see.
Do
what
you
happens
set up the
there.
game? Who knows?
There's lots of interesting things because I'm like, what depends where the story DLC takes place for it to make sense. And
revealed it's going to be 27 parts, just like Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, maybe. Well, but the thing is, if they reveal DLC and it's mediocre, I'm just gonna be like, I'd rather you not even bother making the DLC and just get to work on 4 at this stage. Because what we saw teased for Kingdom Hearts 4 at the end of that game, I'm like,
spoilers. There's a teaser.
I was like, I kind of want this franchise to be over at 3, but then when the potential of what they're teasing, I'm like, maybe I'm still down. Maybe I'm still down for Kingdom Hearts 4. Anyway. Ciaran.
Also, if they showed that teaser at the end of during the thing, that'd be crazy.
Well, I mean, the game's been out by the time E3 is on. The game came out at the start of the year. I feel like often when you come to E3, if a game's been out for a certain period of time and they're announcing DLC or something for it, no one cares about spoilers. It's like spoilers, shit's just out the windows. So if it's going to do with the end of the game or whatever.
Yeah, if they just show that trailer again and it sort of expand on what it actually is meant.
That'd be cool. I mean, open the show, come out, explain what the fuck.
Not a prediction, just saying that would be cool, man.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Ciaran, what is your next one?
Kingdom Hearts 3 is announced for the Switch.
You're a madman, but okay.
Mm.
You're a madman.
Well, it's not impossible, I suppose.
I don't think it's impossible.
But I don't find it possible either.
Wackier shit's happened. GTA 4's been remastered.
All right, I'll give you, since you're going with wacky, instead of going for what I think could be an easier one, I'll go with one of my more potentially wackier ones. Final Fantasy 16 is revealed.
Whoa.
Now, I feel like saying this, the counter is going to be, Dylan, why would they reveal that when they've got the 7 remake and stuff? And to me, the 7 remake is
different.
Nothing to do with them continuing the franchise over here on a different playing field. And Final Fantasy 15 did come out many years ago, and we have not heard about the next in line for that. They cancelled all the DLC, blah, 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 blah. When I say reveal, I definitely mean some CGI trailer that in 10 years' time, when we look back at the fully released game, represents nothing to do with what the final product looks like. But nonetheless, they will reveal Final Fantasy 16 or whatever they end up calling that, is what I'm going to say. Ash, what's your next one?
I'll also go kind of crazy and say Octopath Traveler is coming to Xbox and PlayStation.
You're a madman. You're a madman. You're both mad people.
It could happen.
It could
Can
happen.
the PC?
Can the PC? There's crazy times happening. Yeah, I suppose, but it's just such association to Nintendo. I don't see them. I could see it coming to Xbox, because they're in bed. PlayStation,
but it's a Square Enix game.
Yeah, I know, but they've got such the thing with it's such association to Nintendo as a brand. Octopath Traveler at this stage,
it's one game. Brand.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm open to it. Ciaran, what is your last one?
My last one. Let's go with another wacky out there kind of concept. Final Fantasy VII Remaster is going to tease some kind of involvement with Crisis Core. As in, like, the Crisis Core is going to be involved in the remaster.
Like that game's storyline or something is going to be involved in it?
Yeah, it's going to be involved in Final Fantasy VII Remaster.
Okay, how's that work? This doesn't need to be part of your prediction, but I just need.
So how does that work? I think they end it at a certain point that with Sephiroth and Cloud as an episode where they end it as like a cliffhanger, and then the next episode is the Crisis Core storyline.
My counter to this is, and this is an argument that we've been having on, I've seen people been having on the internet since the Final Fantasy VII like remakes trailers started up on the State of Play. People have been having this argument back and forth about, should people be allowed to just openly talk about Final Fantasy VII spoilers? Because generally the rule of thumb for that game was, it's so old, the spoiler territory for that game was over. Now a remake is coming out, so people like the spoiler thing should be back on because it's technically going to be a new release, and a bunch of people who've never played it are potentially going to be playing it, so the spoiler territory is back on. So my counter to the Crisis Core thing is, Crisis Core spoils a big twist to do with core Final Fantasy VII's storyline.
As in, so wouldn't you wait till the twist happens in the episode?
Which
and then
the reveal to have Crisis Core work doesn't happen in Final Fantasy VII till towards nearly the end of the game, or like halfway through. I think
it was that late.
I feel like it's at least halfway through the game.
It's halfway through, but I think that's okay if you like halfway through, and then the next episode is Crisis Core, so it kind of explains the twist, and then you keep going.
I mean,
you just do Crisis Core after 7. That makes more sense, doesn't it?
No, but I think I really like the idea of it being involved in 7.
So do I, as someone who's played both the games. But that because I'm only bringing it up for new players. You know?
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Why not for new players?
Combine.
Like, don't release it in the way that we got it released, where it was like, hey, this really important thing for Final Fantasy VII, it's on PSP and it's kind of here. And it was like, what the fuck? Okay.
I put like 200 hours into it. That's fine.
Fine. It was a brilliant game, but it was just very weird that it was a PSP game. It wasn't a full console game. Why not put it into one nice package for the whole of like everybody who's going to be playing it is.
Do you want all the other Final Fantasy VII spin-offs as well? Dirge of Cerberus and shit.
Fuck no, Dirge of Cerberus was garbage. It was like Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
it was
basically
just bad.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see. I mean, I'm down for it. But I'm just
unsure. Yeah.
Okay. My last one, I'm going to go with People Can Fly's game is revealed. People Can Fly, formerly known as Epic Games Poland. Poland. They have been working on a Square Enix game for like 3-4 years, I think, at this point, and we don't know what the fuck it is, but I think it's been long enough for them, and it's time to reveal it and see what the hell's going on. They previously had worked on like Bulletstorm and one of the Gears of Wars, but I haven't played any of them, so I don't know which one. But
it was probably Gears of War 4.
Was this?
No, not 4-1, but it's like Judgment Day. It's
yeah,
like
Judgment. That was it.
It'll be Judgment.
Judgment. That was it.
Weird one that kind of happens.
That was it. So they worked on those games. They're working on a Square Enix published title. We don't know what it is. I'm going to say that's going to get finally revealed. Ash, what is your final one?
My final one is we're getting a trailer for the new Deck 9 game. The makers of
Beyond
Life is Strange
Before
the Storm.
Before the Storm.
Okay, I'm down for that. I'm ready to go.
I completely forgot about them actually as a studio, and I like this prediction a lot because I'd like to see what they're making. This is one where I'm like, yes, please be right, Ash.
Do you think they will do another thing in the same vein as Life is Strange, but their own story and everything?
Yeah, it'll be like a narrative story sort of thing. That side of gameplay-ish.
But there's so many things they
fill
did
the void
well
left by Telltale. Rip.
Yeah. Well.
Rip in pieces.
Except not licensed.
R.I.P. Maybe they'll maybe they'll make one that's more based around like the teenagers' school element, because for what I understand, most people who don't like season 2 are missing they just want the teen drama like setting, school and stuff.
And
like
having that kind of not that background of the school and the same kind of people around all the time.
Well, Life is Strange season 2 is like, it's kids, but it doesn't have the school background setting and whatever else, home life and stuff going on. It's a road trip like a racially driven road trip. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot different, obviously. So maybe they could do an adventure game that kind of fills that void, I guess. Okay, so that is it for Square Enix. Let's move on to the next one. Let's do Nintendo predictions. Nintendo, Ciaran, what do you have up first?
Let's go semi-big out of the gates. Let's go Animal Crossing Switch is announced.
Yeah, that seems a given, almost.
Yep.
Well, technically,
it's
it's
already
announced?
been announced. It's technically already been announced. It doesn't have a proper revealed trailer.
Okay, we'll have a proper reveal trailer for Animal Crossing Switch. It'll be one of the big moments of the Nintendo showcase.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is a given.
Yep, I'll take this.
Or the internet will riot.
I think
Whichever one Nintendo wants.
I need to do some of these gimmies because GTA 4 remaster.
Fair enough.
You did that to yourself.
I did. You know what? I've even thought of shit that I'm like, oh man, it's fine.
I'm gonna go with then Bayonetta 3 release window and trailer.
Yeah.
Is what I'm gonna go with.
Ooh,
It's been a while since we've heard from what's happening over there at Bayonetta Town. Let's see what's up. Give me a release window. Tell me a year. Tell me a period. Tell me a winter. Tell me a summer. Tell me something. Just come whisper sweet Bayonettas into my ear. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay.
I know what you're saying. I don't know what it really means.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ashley. Your turn.
We are going to get the new Super Smash Brothers DLC character.
Fuck.
Is that it? Is that your total prediction? We are getting a DLC character.
Yep.
You're weak.
Well,
You're weak.
Yep.
You're weak.
Okay. It'll be from a non-Nintendo game.
Okay, I'll accept that. I was about to say, DLC character gets announced for Smash. Okay. Yep. Sky is blue, Ash.
I'll just write the 5 points for you now, or
Thank you.
Ciaran, what's your next one?
Well, Nintendo, they get to a point where they really need to start, capitalizing on the success of some of the previous products and games from the Nintendo Switch and release the secondary wave of Labo. Like, announce it.
Yeah, okay. I think the Labo is just a VR unit these days.
No,
Aren't they up to Wave 4 now?
Fuck, are they really? Have they released
no idea.
new shit for that thing?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Have they released new stuff?
They released
for
the
Labo?
first stuff, and then there was some other stuff, and now the VR stuff. So that's at least 3 waves.
There's been more stuff released for Labo?
It's Labo.
One, it's Labo.
Fuck off. I don't care.
For
I'll say it how
Labo.
I'll say it how I want.
I can't believe, lads, they've released new content for Labo.
Labo? Get the fuck off.
I can't believe they're doing content for Labo.
Should I change that one then? If it's
I
fucking.
don't know, it's up to you. Who's judging this?
Okay.
For Labo.
We will get a trailer
Labo?
for Metroid 4.
You went from Labo to Metroid.
To the
Metro?
game that just had a studio come onto it.
Metroid?
Yeah, okay.
Yep, we'll get a trailer for Metroid. Fuck you.
Let me once again counteract your prediction with Metro Prime Trilogy announced for Nintendo Switch. Didn't. Ash, what's your next one?
Yep, that seems likely. We're going to get a trailer for Pikmin 4.
Positive. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
they've been
like
working on it.
it. Yeah,
so-
it's a thing that exists. So
Yeah.
I like it. I can get down with the jiggy, up jump the boogie woogie, get a bit of dead. What's your last one?
Yeah.
Ken?
New Mario Kart.
New Mario Kart.
That's a rework of last year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I tried for it last year, so we're going to go to the well again, like Ashley did with his Rocksteady prediction with New Mario
Gotta come
Kart.
true eventually.
Yep, eventually there's got to be a new one, you fuckers. Like, thinking with Crash Team Racing somewhere in the, future.
I don't know.
They're thinking about it.
We got Sonic Team Racing, now Crash Team Racing. It seems like a lot of racing games. Or
So
kart
there
games
should
around
be
the same time.
Mario Kart Team Racing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I'm down. I'm struggling to pick my last one, to be honest. I feel like I've got nothing but gold in front of me, and I don't know if it's one of these times where I'm like, do I go safe or do I go like harder? All right, we'll go harder. We'll go for a less likely one, but still, I feel like somewhat likely because there were rumors. Nintendo Switch Pro is announced.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an E3 thing.
I don't think that's a thing, right?
Actually, I don't know.
Just
the Pro's not the one that they're going for. It's the cheap one, isn't it?
Well,
I think it'd be a cheap one, right?
There's rumors of both. I think that I'm just going to say Nintendo Switch Pro. Let me cover all bases. New Nintendo Switch is announced at some. That's one.
Either way, I don't know. If
either way,
E3
some new
is where you
Nintendo
announce
Switch.
new
I
hardware
think
for
you're crazy.
Switch, yeah, but
You think I'm crazy, Mr. Labo Nintendo GTA 4 remaster? Well, Jesus. No.
Okay, Nintendo's my least caught up with one of these conferences. So
Where do you announce? Where does Nintendo announce hardware?
I don't know any other time other than
any other time
E3.
Because they didn't announce the Switch at E3. They announced it in a thing. Me blah. You know, the thing.
Did
Yeah,
we know
assume
about
it's
it
just
ahead
a
of time?
direct
And I was
one,
like,
eh?
here, tune into this
Yeah, it's
thing
just
to
a
learn about
direct.
the Switch. So yeah, but this isn't a new console. This is a you know, like it's a
Nah, it's
XL,
still hardware.
like,
They won't
type
do
thing.
hardware now.
yeah, we'll see.
You should change that though. I think
No,
you should change that.
I'm locking it in. Although mod
You've
ones
got a whole bunch of gold in front of you. So
I
why not
do,
change it?
but you know what? I'm gonna stick to this just to show you what's what. All right? What's your last one, Ash?
My last one. We're going to see Persona 5 for Switch gameplay. Sorry, I misspoke. Persona 5 Scramble for Switch gameplay.
That's a debate. Wow.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
troll
it's gonna be
never
great.
ends on this boy.
It's going to be great. The music's going to hit. Everybody's going to think for a moment, is it? No, it's Scramble.
That's Scramble. There you go.
And then they'll tease it at the end again, and then it won't be. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Okay, moving on to the last, and I reckon we can kind of safely say at this stage, the biggest show of E3. I'd assume at this stage. Xbox have said that they reckon this is their biggest show, E3 ever. So we'll see what's going to happen there for sure. Ciaran, what is your first prediction for Xbox, Microsoft, whatever you want to call them?
I'm going to go with like the big one that kind of screams at people with flashing lights. Cyberpunk will get a release date for, let me just give me a sec. The week of, within 7 days of October 25th, 2019.
Jeez.
What's your maps on this?
Pardon?
Why that date?
I've just gone for it. I've just gone October. We need a big October release. Normally it happens the last week of October, and Cyberpunk is coming out. I know it's coming out. I believe in, Project Red. Like, let's fucking go.
Fuck.
Let's
No,
fucking
it's
go.
definitely going to come out the week before when PAX is.
Fuck, that'd be the worst. That would actually be hilarious. No, it's 2 weeks, isn't it? Before
No, actually,
they missed
like
it this
the
year
right
because
date.
PAX
It'll be
is
fine.
the PAX
Within
is
7
early
days
October this year.
would technically
it's
be when PAX is.
within 7 days of October 25th. So either side.
I think it's safe from PAX either way, but okay. That's a very hardcore random.
Yeah,
that's
very specific.
Very specific.
Yeah, I'm going for it.
Now I'm like, does your uncle work at CD Projekt Blue?
I have a man on the inside.
Yeah. Sounds like
a mole,
Sounds
you
like
might say.
Yeah. Do I go for easy or do I go for fun? Somewhere in between. We get official reveals of the next Xbox.
No way. No fucking
But how much
way.
of a reveal? That there is an Xbox, whatever?
They talk about it. They talk specs.
What? In the same way they talked about the
No.
whatever
The Scorpio?
Xbox X? Yeah, the Scorpio.
The Project Scorpio? Are they going to do that again? Because if they do that again, I'm going to cry.
No, I reckon this is what compare it to other console reveals. So they may not have the box on stage, but there might be a picture of it. They may just have the controller. They may just like have pictures of stuff and just talk about it. You know what I mean? Like a proper reveal of some sort. But I don't know the exact logistics because sometimes when they reveal consoles, you know what I mean? That sometimes they just have a controller. Sometimes they don't have anything. Sometimes it's just pictures. But either way, I'm going to say it's a proper reveal of Xbox's next console.
Nah.
And that's going to end their show. Or start the show, maybe. No, it would end their show. That would make more sense.
It'll end the show. They wouldn't start.
Yeah, that start would be silly. That would be silly. It's going to end their show. We're going to end the show on Xbox 720. P. What an upgrade. Ash, what's your...
We're going to get a Gears of War 5 gameplay demo with a release date for Q4 this year.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to nearly go with because I'm like, that was an easy point, but fuck it.
Yeah, pretty easy.
That's their Microsoft's last hurrah, I think, Gears of War 5, and I think that was kind of a shoe.
No, they've got Halo. They've got Halo.
I reckon Halo's next
Do
gen.
they?
Halo's next gen, as far as I'm concerned. Gears of War 5 is their last title for Xbox One, and I think basically everything else that they've got in works, Halo, all these studios they're buying up, everything, that is all next gen. I think Gears of War is it for Xbox One, which makes sense because at this stage, you've lost the race. Why would you bother trying to rush out some new titles for the last 12 months of a console life cycle or something? So yeah, Gears of War. One last holiday hurrah. Makes sense. Because this should be, potentially, most likely, will be our last holiday period with these consoles. Is what the going word is. Let's remember that. And now you may be like, well, Dylan, you're saying... This is what I'm saying. You're thinking I'm insane for announcing the console. If you don't reckon they announce it here, would you say they announce it at next year's E3 then? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think they do their own showcase.
No, I think they announce it here. They announce it. I think they go in depth somewhere else.
Yeah. I could see them doing that 100%, like a follow-up thing for more details. But yeah, I don't ever see Microsoft announcing
I guess
anywhere
Microsoft
but E3.
have to get out early with this one.
Yeah, I feel like they do it here. They own E3 pretty much. They're the biggest story of E3 as soon as they announce the console here. So, and if they announce it next year, Sony probably has beaten them to the punch by June next year. So to me, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, is it anywhere but E3? I'm going to say no. So is it either this E3 or next year E3? And then when you think about it, well, it wouldn't be next year, surely, because Sony... So that's why I was like, this year? Like, I'd find it weird if it wasn't announced, to be honest. I'm that certain on it that I will be somewhat shocked if it's not announced.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Ciaran, what's your second one?
My second one, to carry on with the Gears 5 theme.
Pops?
The Gears 5 trailer will heavily suggest the death of Marcus Phoenix.
Spoilers, he's not dead. I haven't played the game yet.
He's not dead. Still fucking alive.
Okay.
Still kicking it. It'll heavily suggest his death. No! Fuck! No, they did that with Gears of War 4. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Do it again.
Didn't he die in Gears of War 3? Is that the thing? Because they made a big thing of his reveal in Gears of War 4.
Nah, he was just... It was very... ambiguous. No, I'm fucking changing that one. Screw that one. Jeez. Xbox will open with a Borderlands 3 trailer.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Crazy.
That's disgusting.
Yep. I know, it's a wild one. It's a fucking wild one.
Randy Pitchford walks out on stage, kicks a cat, fucking throws a magic card at someone. Hey, Microsoft! Everyone boos him.
Everybody boos. He says, why you guys would fuck me on this is beyond me. Thanks a lot.
And then it actually turns out it's not actually Randy Pitchford, it's just a hologram, and we cut to Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay. Yeah, got him. Okay. I'm going to go with Ninja Theory reveals what their next game is. So
That's good. I'd even forgotten about Ninja Theory. I'd completely spaced that they were an Xbox.
Yeah, so...
But wouldn't they hold... Are they just going to announce it, but then eventually hold... Like, do you think midway through the show, they announce the console, and then Ninja Theory is going to be one of the games that they'll be like, this will be one of the launch games for
Well, 100%... No, because pretty much E3 this year will be one of those years where we're probably going to get shown a lot of games that aren't officially announced for next gen, but are probably going to be next gen. So Watch Dogs 3, I'd presume, is next gen, for example, and a bunch of other stuff we'll probably see. And if they show a trailer, if Ninja Theory shows a trailer for a game, for another example, it's just going to be a cinematic, like a CGI trailer. It's not going to be gameplay or anything like that. And they don't need to say what consoles it's coming to. But if I'm watching a trailer for a new Ninja Theory game, I'm going to go, cool, that's a Xbox whatever game. Like they don't need to tell you what console it's for, because every time we get towards the end of a console life cycle, this is what happens. They show us trailers for games and things, and they never go coming to whatever. It's just like wink wink, nudge nudge, like it's next gen, just we can't say it, like or it's going to be a cross generational thing, like Call of Duty fucking whatever, not this year's but maybe next year's, I guess, however it works out, or maybe this year's, I don't know, like depends how it works out. They could be like, yeah, we're putting it out and then in 6 months from now we're going to put it out again, like there's 2 versions, but we're going to get a bunch of that happening all for the next 12 months, a bunch of games. You're going to have to be like, what's this for? And at E3 we're going to have to be very much aware of, like, I've got a bunch of other games here I've wrote down, and I'm like, if you had to be like, what's that releasing for? I'd be like, both this and next gen, probably. Like that's kind of where I'd assume. Okay, who's was we just on?
It's your turn.
Oh, what'd you just?
No, you just went with Ninja Theory. It's Ashes.
Yes, yeah, Ninja Theory. Yeah, that's
right. They're gonna shadow drop Battletoads.
Hey, that was the thing that was announced last year, wasn't it? Was it year before? Was it last year?
They announced it last year.
It was only like a small teaser last year.
Yeah.
So you reckon they're gonna just show a trailer and be like, "Hey, it's out now"?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think you need a big build up for Battletoads. Like barely anyone's going to play that fucking game anyway. Let's be honest.
No.
And then even if it's on Game Pass, which it probably would be, you'll get a bunch of people that play it for like 10 minutes and be like, yeah, fuck this shit. Like it's not. You don't need like a big lead up, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see it. All right, Ciaran, what is your last one?
I can't remember where I saw this now, but I'm going to go with, there's going to be a gameplay presentation of The Outer Worlds.
Makes sense, even though it's getting published by...
it's getting published by a studio
2K,
that is... Yeah, but no, it's not 2K.
It's being made by Obsidian, but
it's made by Obsidian. I don't think it's 2K though, is it?
It's being published by someone. I don't really remember. But it's like Obsidian's last game before Microsoft.
It's the last game before then. I think Microsoft get that just because of their ties with Obsidian.
They could get the trailer, but like it's still going to release on PS4. And
it's not going to be exclusive. No. Not going to be exclusive. I mean, for the E3, Outer Worlds will be there.
It's being published by Private Division, which is a subsidiary of Take-Two. So
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh no.
I'll buy it. All right, so do we go with? Do I go with an easy one or I got an easy one? I got a mediocre, like 50-50 one, or a wacky one.
Go for a wacky.
What do you think you're gonna need?
I feel like I've got a decent amount of hits.
I think you've gone safe.
I think compared to our usual spree where I just go wacky nearly all the time.
Yeah, no, I think you're very safe this year, Dylan.
Yeah, I feel like I've gone, fuck it. It's more fun. Roll up your sleeves, everyone. Prepare to grab your anuses. We're at the Xbox conference. You got him out there. He's yapping on about Hellblade's Senua's Sacrifice too. She's back. I don't know, like whatever.
She's back.
The lights go down. Out walks Bowser. What? Nintendo makes an appearance on or at some stage during the Xbox conference to really signify their partnership in some form or fashion. Now, I'm not going to lock in my crazy Game Pass theories coming, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't want to go too crazy because I'm already in crazy territory, right? But I will say Nintendo makes an appearance at the Xbox conference. Nintendo makes an appearance at the Xbox conference.
Like, does like a green pipe come out of nowhere and like just Phil Spencer pops out of it and he's like, this is the connection?
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Up comes Phil. Up comes Bowser. We're off to the races. They got him. Yep. That's what I'm going with. What's your last one, Ash?
Wow.
World of Warcraft? Do you think there's going to be a World of Warcraft?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a possibility. But I'm going to go with new Banjo-Kazooie.
You struggled and you went with that.
Yeah, that. I mean, I could have gone easy and go, yeah, they're going to show a Halo Infinite gameplay, but go something a bit different.
Yeah, I had Halo down that entire time. I'm like, nah.
Banjo-Kazooie, because then possibly Banjo and Kazooie are going to be in Smash. So that's the tie-in.
Yeah.
So you would fulfill Dylan's prediction with that prediction.
He would. He would both be right if it came true.
I don't like this. I feel like I've been targeted at times for my superior rock, paper, scissors skills. I feel like I've been ganged up on by the freaking Platt boys as fucking as one Michael would say for our Platinum podcast.
Yeah, maybe
I don't like
bit.
this feeling.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
There you go.
Taking too long a break, you're not on the pulse of the gaming scene.
Okay, that is our E3 predictions. Now, does anyone have, I wrote down 2 get hype moments. Does anyone have get hype moments? Things that just, the most crazy thing that would just make them personally very fucking happy if it happened. Doesn't matter how crazy it is.
I have my standard one.
All right, yeah.
Like, my standard one is still going to be, like, Sony comes out of nowhere with, like, a Soul Reaver remaster. Or somebody's redoing the Soul Reaver games, or coming out with a new edition of the game. Like, I'd actually break something, I think. I'd break my desk.
I hope they announce it, because I need, that's good content.
It's good content.
We get so many clicks.
Hashtag content. As always.
Yeah.
Ash, do you have any?
WB Games comes out and announces they're taking over from Telltale, and they're going to make Wolf Among Us 2, and they're going to make Batman Season 3.
Yeah. I thought when you were saying that, I was just like, Batman Season 3.
Yeah.
I didn't know you cared about the Wolf Among Us, but there you go.
Well, yeah. I mean, they own Vertigo Comics, who publish the Fables, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
My 2 things, one, X-Wing VR game is announced. That's it.
That'd be great.
And number 2 would be the Pokemon game we all want is announced. And by that, I mean the like open world, Breath of the Wild style. The Pokemon game everyone wants. It is as what it says. Both of those things would be ultimate. Yes.
How would you feel if, I don't think it fits, but if they suggested that Ahsoka was in Jedi Fallen Order?
It's so funny because I honestly feel like if I saw any subtle hint during that thing that there was going to be Ahsoka or something in it, my mind would be like, yes, but then like before I could get too excited, my brain would just start like settling down because it would be going like, how does that work? Like, because at this time she's probably off doing, you know what I mean? Like it would just be like trying to.
Like I feel like you'd out
your brain would break. It wouldn't be as exciting.
I think I'd get really hyped for a hot second, and then I'd get brought back down with just trying to logically think where and what this means for the timeline. It's probably how that would play out, I think. But yeah, I mean, put Ahsoka in the game, that'd be great. Mate, fuck it. 3rd get hype moment. An Ahsoka video game? Throw the other 2 out the fucking window. That is the ultimate. That is the ultimate of all of the things. Okay, so that'll do it for our E3 predictions episode for 2019. We will find out presumably how wrong we are. I don't know, probably an hour after recording they'll announce or leak something that'll prove everything wrong. Yeah. Okay.
How many times will Microsoft say the word Game Pass?
20,000.
Too many.
A lot. It'll be their most used word during the whole conference.
One more than whatever Dylan said.
I feel like the most safe prediction you could have had for Microsoft wouldn't have been, is nothing to do with Gears, is nothing to do with Halo. It's just
Game Pass.
Game Pass is mentioned a shit ton. Yeah.
One of mine was just they're gonna add a bunch of games to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like that would just be it. Like they're just gonna.
I feel like they might talk about it less, and potentially just set up some stuff because they do have an inside Xbox like the day after or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think if they're gonna announce some random like not huge start games that are coming to Game Pass, they'll just be shown during the Inside Xbox thing, because then they just pop up on news stories and so on and so forth, and they save their time on the show. But nonetheless, I think pretty much all new games they announce, this game, blah, 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 and when it releases, it will be coming to Game Pass. And when it will be coming to Game Pass, it will be coming to Game. That's what you're going to get the whole fucking night, pretty much.
Honestly, my get hype moment would be if they said Game Pass isn't working, we're shutting the service down.
Why would that excite
Ash,
you?
You're so fucking dark on Game Pass. Like, if this was like Sony coming out with Game Pass, you'd be on that shit and so fucking happy with it.
Probably.
But no, it's fucking Microsoft. So
since we brought up Game Pass, I didn't want to talk about what we're playing this week because obviously the episode would run too long. But I just want to say, use Game Pass yesterday because Void Bastards came out. That's a Game Pass title upon release, and I'll probably talk more about Void Bastards next week. But first impressions after a couple hours are, it's pretty fucking good, and I got it via Game Pass. So there's Game Pass talk up for you.
Yeah, it's okay.
fuck you, fucking Ashley, fucking couch, Ashley. My God.
Join us. Keep your ears, eyes, and mouths peeled to at Explosion Pod and ExplosionNetwork.com for all our E3 coverage. Of course, when E3 is on, we'll have up some sort of schedule and a hub page for all of our E3 stuff. We will be doing live react streams, follow-up podcasts on the shows. Sure, there'll be some articles, news stories, etc., etc., etc. Keep your eye to ExplosionNetwork.com in the coming weeks, of course, for all that fun stuff. We have one more episode between now and then, though, so it's like get really hyped on E3 this week, and then we have 1 week off. But I suppose it's better than if we did this episode like weeks ago and we had like 3-4 non-hyped.
Yep. Next week we'll talk about all the stuff that leaked.
Yeah, probably. That's exactly what's going to happen.
For newer listeners, last time we did this, like fucking it
4
felt
weeks
like it was like so long out, and everything got spoiled before.
Yeah, we did it bad. We did bad. I feel like 2 weeks out is I feel like this is the perfect timing, honestly. You know, because it's not too close that you're waiting for things to leak, but then it's you got a nice amount of time. Okay, so thank you for joining us on the couch this week. As I said before, make sure you check out ExplosionNetwork.com for all our other shows, reviews, news, articles, and much more great things. You can rate Arcade Couch on Apple Podcasts to help out with the show, and you can simply share it on your favorite social media. If you do not want to do that, you can follow Explosion Network on Twitter at ExplosionPod, and you can join our Discord at ExplosionNetwork.com/Discord, where you can tell us, I don't know, your E3 predictions. Go for God. You can follow me on Twitter at Vivaladil, Vivaladil. You can follow Ash on Twitter at AshleyHobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY. You can follow Ciaran on Twitter at your boy Ringo. And we will see you here, same time, same couch, next week. Bye-bye. Every trophy counts. Don't be told otherwise. Join myself and Ash each Tuesday when a shiny new episode of Platinum Explosion dings into podcast feeds. The #1 PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias breaks down all the latest in PlayStation-related news, releases, trophy lists, and much, much more. Just search your podcast app for Platinum Explosion and subscribe for free now.
Ashley, can we lift up your side of the couch? I think we built your side of the couch over a Sith temple. And I feel like the dark side is flowing up into your cushions and into you slowly.
You can tell Ciaran's been watching some Star Wars stuff recently because he's like, I have a new piece of Star Wars lore that I'm going to use.
Dylan, be impressed.
Temple.
Dylan.
Ahsoka.
Dylan,
he's like,
be impressed, please.
I watched
Please,
Clone
sir.
Wars recently, and I found out that the Jedi Temple was built on top of an old Sith temple on Coruscant, and I'm going to use that in a joke now because I've recently watched Clone Wars. Tell me I'm wrong.